What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Welcome to episode 6 of the Ballgrana Faithful Discussion. This is where we hop on our live stream and we just talk about all the latest news around Barcelona. I do have a guest with me. Ballgrana Planet is with me today. You want to say hello?
Hey, what's up, Barca Boy? Thank you for the invite. A pleasure to be here chatting with you today.
Thank you for being here. Of course, there's a lot of topics to discuss. We're going to talk about the main topic around Barcelona over the past, I'd say, few days, and that is the possibility of the Antoine Griezmann Saul Niguez swap deal. We'll get about Granite Plan's opinion in just a second. I want to give you guys a quick rundown of what's happening with this deal and also the latest summary about everything. So basically, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have agreed to swap Griezmann and Saul in a swap deal. But there is some complications in the deal now. Apparently, Barcelona want more from Atletico Madrid, either more money, 15, 20, 25 million euros, what's being rumored at the moment, or another player. And Koeman has asked for either a center back or a left back. And the names that have popped up are Mario Hermoso, who, by the way, is a former Espanyol and Real Madrid player. So may have second thoughts about that. And also the left back is the Brazilian, the one who started the Copa America final, in Renan Lodi, who, by the way, gave us that touch for the win. So shout out to him. And now we're hearing more things coming out lately over the past few hours that that Atletico Madrid do not want to pay Antoine Griezmann's full salary, which is what, $700K a week. They want Barcelona to pay a little bit of it, and then they'll do the swap deal. But Juan Laporta said that we will not pay a dime. That is the quote coming in from Mundo Deportivo, saying we will not pay a dime for his salary. Either you take it or leave it. And the swap deal structure is also in question. Will it be the same as Pjanic and Artur last summer? Will it be, for example, Barcelona pay 40 million for Saul, then they pay 60, 70 million for Griezmann? Or will it be a direct, straight swap? So let's get Ballgrana's Planet's opinion on the deal. I want to ask you two questions. One, would you do it? And secondly, what would you ask for? Would you ask for more money, or would you ask for more players?
Well, thank you, Barca Boy. Well, I think it's a very controversial deal, right? I mean, Griezmann is certainly more valuable, probably twice the value of Saul, and we're being very generous here. I think Saul is probably around the pre-COVID market, around 40 million euros. We paid 120 million euros for Griezmann. So saying that Griezmann is twice the amount, twice the value of Saul is very generous, but let's get ourselves into the reality of the post-COVID market. Griezmann earns too much money, and that's actually a problem. That's actually a big problem for Barcelona, for any team in the world. And right now, certainly Laporta is looking to unload the player in any way possible or get a big salary reduction, which I don't think is going to happen. We might get something around 50%, and that would be very generous from Antoine Griezmann, taking into account he signed the contract. Like, the contract is speaking, if Griezmann is not Messi. Messi has a big attachment to the club, and basically the club has given so much to Messi. Messi is loaded with money, and Messi is a person that would take this 50% cut, which is an incredible amount of money, taking into account the salary of Leo Messi. Yeah. But I see this deal as a necessary deal for the economics of the club, right? Saul would earn not even twice the amount. Yeah, he wouldn't earn too much in Barcelona. Obviously, Barcelona want to give Saul a fair contract, somewhere around 5 million euros. That's what I read. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how much he earns in Atletico Madrid, possibly more, but they have to adapt to the situation. I mean, he can stay in Atletico de Madrid and not play too much, because he's actually not getting too much confidence from Diego Simeone. But if he wants to come to Barcelona, he's going to need to do a little bit of a sacrifice, not too much. I would say is somewhere around 15% salary reduction from Saul Niguez, but certainly Antoine Griezmann needs a big salary reduction if he wants to stay. The sources that I have is that the first option of Griezmann is to stay, the first option. But taking into account that the club desperately needs some money to get Leo Messi into the club, back into the club, man. And crazy that Leo Messi is not a Barca player anymore.
Yeah.
Then he's getting too much pressure, and definitely the choice of Antoine Griezmann is to go to Atletico Madrid because other teams are interested. As far as I know, some Premier League teams, Chelsea, I think, was behind him.
Liverpool, yeah.
And in fact, Laporta is looking at the Premier League because the Premier League is looking to pay more money for Griezmann. But at the end of the day, it's Griezmann who has to take the decision because the contract is being broken here, and definitely you need the players' agreement in order to do so. So you need to have Griezmann happy, and Griezmann has chosen to go back to Atletico. I'm not sure if this deal is gonna happen. I honestly believe there is some paper talk behind it, but looking at the situation of the club, anything
Wouldn't
can
surprise
happen.
you.
And it wouldn't surprise me because it's logics, because right now, as we speak, Griezmann is the player that earns the most in Barcelona. Messi is not a player of Barcelona anymore. Let's take
Even
that.
if Messi signs that contract, it'll still be Griezmann regardless.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
the situation is it doesn't make sense. Griezmann, or you either take a huge salary reduction or you just leave. You just leave. In which way? Well, we have to find a way that everyone is happy, and this is the way. And right now we're facing some complications, but anyways, yeah. So that's the initial opinion I have on the swap deal.
Yeah. Now, make sure you guys get your comments in the chat as well. We will be going through. I'll pop them up on the screen to give you guys' opinion. Now, there were reports coming out saying that Griezmann doesn't want to trade with Barcelona again. There's a report coming out this morning saying, "Oh, that's false. He will train again with Barcelona depending on the situation." So, on that, like Balgarna Pana said, it's all paper talk, and I feel like we're getting to the point of this where this deal could collapse. Now, there are people saying in the chat as well, did Barcelona contact Griezmann to lower his wages? I don't think so. I don't think Juan Laporta has even spoken to Antoine Griezmann, but next week will be the big week. Everyone who got knocked down the round 16 of the Euros will be coming back. Depay presentation will be next week. Frankie de Jong, Clement Lenglet, as well as Antoine Griezmann. So next week, we should get more information. If people saying this deal is imminent to happen in the next few hours, absolute crap. It won't happen. If it was going to happen, maybe by the end of this weekend. But again, I highly doubt that. Now, of course, some players that have been rumored to join that deal are Hermoso and Renan Lodi. I think Coleman right now, if he had the choice to pick between the two, he would pick Lodi because we don't have a backup left back. And that is coming out in the media. It's not just me saying that. And also, we are pretty stocked in the center back position. But Hermoso does play both center back and left back. So I'm going to ask you, who would you pick between the two if you can only pick one? For me personally, again, I'd go with Lodi just because I think we need more of a left back because I don't want to see too much Roberto next season. And then there's also a little bit of a factor that Hermoso played with the most two hated clubs by Barcelona and Espanyol and Real Madrid. So who would you pick between the two if you had to pick one? Yeah.
Well, yeah. So in terms of Lodi, to be honest, I'm not very attracted to Lodi personally. I think in the left back position, you can play Serginho Dest as a backup and play Emerson Royal as a starter. If one of them gets injured, then you are in trouble. You're certainly in trouble. Lodi would play very handy there. But honestly, I don't see him as a very attractive player in my eyes. So I would discard Lodi. In terms of Hermoso, I think Hermoso has some qualities. It would be certainly somehow of a good addition to the squad. He can play left center back, right center back, and also some fullback positions as well. But taking into account, as you said, he was a former Real Madrid. He's a former Real Madrid player, former Espanyol player. That's not very pleasant, to be honest. But the fact that he was playing in Madrid and now he plays for Atletico also says a bit about him, right?
I feel like he'll be open to the move. If he says to him, Barcelona want you, I think he would say yes. And when you're talking as well, you talk about how he can play different positions. He's basically just another Mingueza, isn't he? Because he can play anywhere along that back four. So it's just another Mingueza if you think about it like that way.
Yeah, but I think Hermoso is a bit better than Mingueza at this point.
Yeah, more experience for sure. 100%.
Yeah, more experienced. That's the word, more experienced. Yeah. I don't know, maybe Mingueza becomes 10 times better in the next 2-3 years. But yeah, at this moment, Hermoso is better than Mingueza. Just 100%. Because of experience, he has more experience in La Liga. And at the end of the day, to be fair, none of the players really convince me. You know, none of the players really do.
Does Saul
So
convince you a bit then? Or are you talking about just these two?
no, Saul convinced me a bit more than these two. Obviously, I think Saul has some really good qualities. Not the player that Barcelona is looking for exactly. I think Ilaix Moriba is somehow the profile of Saul. Barcelona would be looking for an all-terrain player, 4x4, somebody like Paulinho kind of style.
Yeah,
I think,
Vidal, Arturo.
yeah, Vidal,
Arturo,
Arturo
yeah.
Vidal would be somewhere around the lines. Saul doesn't fit that criteria. So to me, it's not the best deal, but taking into account also Griezmann's age. Griezmann is 30, 31 years old, earning a crazy amount of money, which the market value will also start devaluing soon, right? Because of his age. Saul is 26 years old. So in that point, if Saul progresses nicely in Barcelona, then it's a good investment. But yeah, so we have to make sure this deal, if it ever happens, it happens in a fair way for both clubs, right? So Barcelona gets at least Saul and a big chunk of money, because to me, getting another player, I don't see it. I don't see it, because you
The
have to
reports
pay the
too, right? The
wages.
whole point they're doing this is to reduce the salary. If you bring in another player, that's more salary to the wage bill. So it doesn't really make sense for Barcelona either.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. That's a very good point. That's so basically, I would just take the money. Take the money. Take the
But
money because
there's even reports coming out that the Atletico Madrid don't have money either. I think it was
I mean,
when the
yeah,
Deportivo, they said that look, Atletico Madrid are kind of in the same situation as Barcelona, but not as bad. They don't have money to spend. All they can really do is just swap deals, and they're not willing to offer another player other than Saul for Griezmann. And if it's just again like an Antoine Griezmann Saul swap deal, it's a big fat L for Barcelona, because it just all it does is just get rid of Antoine Griezmann's wages, but you lose so much money in the process.
right. So to me, if that's the situation, if Atletico Madrid cannot offer any money, the deal is probably not going to happen, and Antoine Griezmann will be forced to take a salary cut. Because coming back to the question that a viewer made early on, I think that if Barcelona didn't contact Antoine Griezmann for a salary reduction, it's because they're looking just to get rid of him straight away. But if the case is that he's going to have to stay, then the salary reduction is mandatory at 100%. For that, I am so sure. I am so sure, because there is no way this kid still earns 20 million per year in the situation that we are in, and the club literally is nearly to the bankruptcy. So we're in danger, guys. And Laporta knows what he's doing. Laporta put in 120 million euros as well of his own money together with the board of directors. So they're not willing
Romero,
to
1 second. I don't want to interrupt you, but Gerard
go for
Romero
it.
Rock One, he said that the deal has now collapsed.
I'm telling
Just,
you, man, this
he's
this
come out
deal.
saying that. Yo, but I'm gotta give him credit. He called it from the beginning. He's right again. Everyone, round of applause in the chat. Get your clapping hands out.
No, but to me, it sounded too much like paper talk, but also to
Yeah.
pressure Antoine Griezmann to get a salary reduction
That's
as
what I
well.
think too. I
I
said
mean,
that in my
yeah,
first
you
video,
said
Alex. I
that
said that I feel
exactly.
like Juan Laporta is trying to put pressure on Griezmann before he comes back from vacation to say, look, we need to take a salary reduction. And I want to give you credit for two things. Number one, in the last live stream that we said about with Pablo and Barcelona Universal, you said that no matter whatever happens this summer, Griezmann has to reduce his wage. If he wants to leave the club, he has to reduce it. If he wants to stay, he has to reduce it. I mentioned that a lot in my videos. So I want to give you credit for that. And also, you said that the only player you would swap Griezmann with is João Felix. And the sport did come out saying, like, before he went live about 15 minutes beforehand, that, oh, Felix's name has been brought up to the table. And I think Atletico Madrid would be stupid to do that deal. People were asking about it in the chat. That's why I'm bringing it up right now. Of course, I would do it. I'm not that retarded, but I don't think Atletico Madrid is that stupid to do it. So we'll leave it at that for that. And now we're hearing reports now saying that the deal has collapsed. You know, Romero, in terms of news inside the club, he's very good. But in terms of outside news, I think he's not that great. Like, for example, if he comes out saying, oh, Kimmich is close to Barcelona, I would not believe him for a second. But he says to me, oh, Jordi Alba is thinking about leaving Barcelona, I would believe him, because his knowledge inside the club is better than outside the club. As he's coming out saying that the deal has now collapsed, which, to be honest, I'm not surprised by it. And it does bring me back to brings us to the next point I want to bring up about Antoine Griezmann. I want you to get your opinion on it, on how he's done at Barcelona 2 seasons. First season wasn't that great. Second season, I think he did fantastic. I think after Messi and De Jong, I think he's probably the best player in the team last season. How do you think he's fees at Barcelona? And also, I want to bring up the question is, if you were Juan Laporta, would you prefer to reduce Antoine Griezmann's salary and keep him, or would you be offering him around and trying to get rid of him?
I mean, it depends how much money you really get for him, right? If you get money or you get a player. I mean, if you swap Griezmann for Joao Felix, you're taking a risk, and it's also some sort of investment because Joao Felix is more for the long term, and it's you don't know if it's going to work. Something that Atletico Madrid did want to take the risk because the first games of Joao Felix were very nice and they were all very happy. But now it seems that Joao Felix isn't really working for Atletico Madrid. And to my eyes, Joao Felix is earning a ton of money. I don't know the exact amount, but
I think he's like on the same of like Roberto and Busi and Jordi, like
I'd say so, somewhere around so around what 7, 8, 10 million euros, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So to me, I think that Antoine Griezmann can fit in Football Club Barcelona. The main issue is that at this moment we have Memphis Depay, which fits very nicely in his position, and at this point I'm not so sure if to keep him or not. So it really depends. What can you get for him? If I was Laporta, man, I'll be trying to swap Griezmann for Haaland or something like that. Impossible deal, but you don't lose anything by trying. And I think that Griezmann is playing well. It's a pity that France didn't do too well in the Euros, because if that happened, then Griezmann's value would have certainly be more solid.
Don't worry, we have Braithwaite for that. Don't worry.
Yeah, you have Braithwaite. What a legend Braithwaite, man! I swear. If we get, I read some news. If we get 15 million euros for Braithwaite, man, I swear I pop a bottle right here.
Yeah, Sport. I think it was a Sport, and Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo. He said that too, but we'll see. The clubs they're mentioning in the Premier League are so weird. It's like the teams that have just been relegated or coming back to the league, so they don't have money. So we'll see. But let's go a quick 1 to 10 on Griezmann at Barcelona. If he does leave, how it's looking like we don't know at the moment. I think in his first season, I probably would have given him a 6. And the last season, I'll give him an 8. So I'll go in the middle with 7 out of 10 for his Barcelona career.
Fair enough, man. To be fair, I wouldn't be too away from that. I think I'll give him a 7 overall. Yeah, it's the first season. It's normal, getting used to the forwards, Messi, all of that. It's difficult. It's not easy. Also, Griezmann with Suarez and all of that. Well, to me, Griezmann is certainly improving in Barcelona day after day. But now with Memphis Depay and Ansu Fati being recovered, I'm not so sure if Griezmann is that much needed. Also taking into account that Memphis Depay is going to be earning 5 million euros, which is a quarter of Griezmann's salary. So Griezmann needs to take a salary reduction for sure. If he stays, it's going to happen. For that, I am certain.
Like you said, he's reducing his wages no matter what. Leave, stays, go home, go to his. It doesn't matter. He's going to reduce his wages this summer. He has no club in the world, including Barcelona, who can afford that. So maybe
some PSG or man. Let's swap Griezmann for Mbappe.
I was just thinking that's not a bad shout. Mbappe 1 year left on his contract. I don't think PSG.
I think
if Mbappe puts out there that I want to leave PSG transfer request. Maybe, and I think our only chance with that is that Griezmann is French. If Griezmann was Spanish, something like that, no chance. But with him being French, it could be.
I mean, dude, it's an option, dude. We should send a message to Laporta being like, yo, try this out. Maybe it works out. The only problem is Al Khelaifi is this guy has too much money.
Yeah. So the next topic I wanted to bring up was Alex Collado, because I was going to say if Griezmann is leaving, then his most likely replacement is going to be Collado, but now we're hearing the deal has collapsed. By the way, he said the deal has collapsed for now, so take that as you will. So Collado, Barcelona tweeted yesterday a line emoji adding him, so I just assume that means that we all know he's going to be promoted to the first team. That was in his contract for last year. Now, 2 questions. 1, do you think he would be a viable replacement for Griezmann? He's done very, very well at Barcelona B. I know you've went to the Estadio Johan Cruyff and seen him there a couple of times. And secondly, if if you don't think he's a replacement for him, would you consider loaning him out this summer? Although we've already loaned out Trincao to Wolves.
Well, I see Collado as a replacement for Trincao, really. So he's gonna get the same amount of minutes that Trincao got last season. Now with the addition of Memphis Depay again, if Griezmann stays, Alex Collado has zero chances. He has zero chance. What did they say? Silla says Mbappe is a Madrid boy, so no way. Laporta, you know, let
He can work
Laporta
magic,
do
man.
his
You
thing,
never know.
you never know. Anyways, coming back to what I was saying about Collado, I think that Collado is gonna it's gonna be very difficult for him to have any chances this season. Take into account Memphis Depay is there at the moment. We have you have Griezmann still in there, and Sufati recovering. I don't see it.
You want to hear? I have a bold prediction. What I think is going to happen is that he'll stay for this summer because Ansu and Dembele are injured. In January, when they fully recover, he'll go out on loan because it is a risk now to start the season off with. Let's pretend Griezmann's not here. Depay, Messi, Aguero, and we all know Aguero is one bad knee away from being out for the rest of the season. So in that case, I would keep him just for the first few months. See how Ansu and Dembele recover from their injury. If they recover, they have like a relapse because we all know the Barcelona medicals, have a history of that. We all know that Dembele very, very injury prone. Ansu Fati coming back from a very, very big and serious injury. So in that case, I would keep him. I would tell him, look, you're not going to be a starter, obviously, but off the bench, we do expect you to come in and perform. Maybe start at home games against, Levante, Eibar, stuff, teams like that. So that could be an option, I think.
Total sense to me, man. And Barca boy, it makes total sense to me that Collado stays for the first 6 months and then see how it progresses, But certainly the opportunities he's gonna have are gonna be very few because Memphis Depay also being Dutch, also being the petition of Ronald Koeman. I think Memphis Depay is really gonna have a lot of chances in Barcelona, and Messi, of course, you have him there, and then the number 9. I think Agüero certainly is going to be playing, Otherwise, Braithwaite or you can
bring that up. I said that in my video that I'm going to upload tomorrow. If Griezmann does leave, would you consider keeping Braithwaite and then loaning out Collado because 100% is not going to play? You want him to get experience, and Braithwaite is not happy but content with staying on the bench. Or would you just sell Braithwaite and keep Collado? For me, I sell Braithwaite. You got to get the money when you can. Now it has been dropped back down to 8 million or something. You got to take. Stock is high now. You're gonna cash out.
Exactly, 200%. Cash out on Braithwaite immediately. Yeah. Immediately, the souffle is high, man. This guy, if we can get 10 to 15 million, I think the press is talking about 15 million. I think it's gonna be somewhere around 10. We paid 19 million euros pre-COVID. So if we get maybe 10 million euros in cash and maybe 2 or 3 million euros in variables, would be a fair enough deal for Braithwaite, taking into account this guy is what it is, I mean, it says.
Someone brought up a funny comment here saying, we should swap Griezmann for Suarez. I mean, to be honest, I would consider that, but I would be very reluctant to do so because I think he's left now. It's not really, I'm not a guy who wants to bring in back a legend after he leaves. It's like bringing back Xavi and Iniesta. They've already gone. We've done this, goodbye. And the memories, him coming back is very, very weird in my opinion. But of course, his best friend, who we have to talk about next, is Lionel Messi. Now, contract renewal is going to be very, very soon. Reports are 5-year contract. Not 5 years, 2 in Barcelona and then 3 in MLS. 5 in Barcelona. Release clause, I'm hearing 2 numbers, 600 million from people outside of Barcelona, Mateo Morito for Bissi Romano. People inside Barcelona, Alfredo Martinez saying 350 million. But nonetheless, Messi is going to be staying. Now, 2 questions for you. I'm not going to ask you how you feel because I know how you feel. 2 questions. Number 1, if Griezmann does not stay, if he does not reduce his wages or leave now with the swap deal, do you think Messi's renewal will be more delayed? And also, do you think we're going to rely on Messi so much to the fact that he's going to play every single game again this season? Or will he have some opportunities to get some rest in the team next season?
Well, I think coming back to your first question, I think Griezmann's situation plays a role here. Certainly does. Because the fact that Laporta has given a 5-year deal to Leo Messi is because the salary, the amount of money that they are closing in this deal, in this agreement, is divided into 5 years. If it was only 2 years, then the amount of money would be higher, right? So Leo Messi has decided to take this cut and spread around the money in those 5 years, making it easier for Football Club Barcelona to breathe during the first 2 or 3 years economically. I think that Griezmann's situation plays a role here, because they would be very tight in money, even though if Griezmann stays and he gets a salary reduction. But if Griezmann leaves, we would be able to breathe, and
I want to add that the Messi rumors came out, and then 1 hour later we heard that Griezmann about to go back to Atletico Madrid, like imminent. So I think that definitely plays a role, because Messi renewal came out, Martinez, Romero, Fabrizio Romano. Not even an hour later, Griezmann to Atletico Madrid swap deal with Saul is almost done deal too. So I feel like that does have a big factor. That's why the deal was so close. But now with the deal collapsing, will that delay the Messi renewal now? Because we all know the wage bill is on another level, and we've done really nothing big to reduce that yet. We let go of Conrad, Todibo, Junior Firpo, nothing really that much. The big business still hasn't been done yet. We're about now 15 days into the window. Preseason starts next week, 2 games. Then the week after that, it'll be 1 game. So I'm starting to feel like that Messi's renewal is all dependent on what Griezmann does.
It could very possibly be like that. As I said, to me is about if Messi stays if Griezmann stays, then it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult, and Laporta is going to have to do some financial engineering, but to the next level.
Griezmann was the quick fix, right? You get rid of Griezmann, sign Messi, easy peasy. But Griezmann stays, you have to go through every single player and reduce them or kick them out. Pjanic,
but Griezmann included. I mean, but yeah, as you were saying, players like Pjanic and Umtiti are also a big problem. Together, Pjanic and Umtiti are almost the same problem as Griezmann. Are almost the same problem. So
Coutinho, that's a million per week, man.
And Coutinho, which is something outstandingly crazy. The fact that we're paying these kind of wages to those players. Let's see what happens. Honestly, Messi is gonna renew in any way.
Anyway,
100%. I'm sleeping like a baby. Like a baby.
Like I said, the one that's holding back Messi right now is the wage bill. He can sign right now. If we had, no one on the wage bill, we'd be partying right now. And the party is still going on. We know he's going to say 100%. No team's interested, first of all. No team's even, talking to his dad. Secondly, it's done. We all knew from June, 22nd, a few days before his birthday, because I thought it was going to be announced on his birthday. We knew it since then. The problem is the wage bill, because we can't fit that salary now. And Messi, he's done so much to, help Barcelona. 5-year contract with the 50% wage reduction to fit this with this. I want to swear so badly, with this mad wage bill. He's done so much already, and now Juan Laporta said, "Look, I want to get this guy renewed as soon as possible." You have 2 options: reduce everyone, go through a month process, or just get rid of Griezmann right now. And he was close to doing that with this Saul swap deal, and that's why the Messi rumors started to pick up. Announcement in a few days, only a matter of time. Blah 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 blah. So I think it does play a big hand, but do you think it's going to be delayed now? Because now Griezmann might stay?
I really think that it's going to be delayed. The official announcement is going to be delayed for at least, give it 10 days. I think it's in 1 or 2 weeks when the players are back, right? So I think it's going to be until the last second. The day before, maybe the players are coming back.
End of July max, because you have the João Gamper with Juventus. You want to have the Messi Ronaldo to bring up the views and the sales.
Yeah.
So I said at least by the end of this month. So that's 15 days left. I think they'll maybe even just announce it, and then maybe just not officially sign it or not put him on the wage bill or whatever. But they have to get it done before at least the João Gamper, which I think right now is August the 8th. Because you want to have that Messi Ronaldo, sales 100%, and views and stuff. Yeah.
100%. So yeah, we'll see what happens. To me, it's obvious. Or Griezmann leaves, or decreases his salary in order for Barcelona to breathe. Umtiti, Pjanic.
We'll talk about it.
They're free to go.
Yeah. So the next topic I wanted to bring up was the lineup for next season. with, let's say hypothetically Saul comes in and Griezmann leaves, this is what I think is the best Barcelona lineup going into the season. Of course, I'm thinking about it more so that Koeman wants to go back to his formation of the 4-2-3-1. We all know that Busi and Young in the double pivot does not work. We tried that last season a lot of times. It does not work. So you could bring in Saul there, or you could make it to a 4-3-3 with the same midfield as last season, Busquets, Young, and Pedri. But what do you think about this being the best lineup for next season? And the big question, do you think it can win trophies, of course, more specifically La Liga and the Champions League? Because we know this can win the Copa del Rey.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the lineup that you're bringing up here. Let's start with the goalie. I think we need a good backup. Maybe Masip. Masip would be a good backup in my opinion.
If Neto leaves.
If Neto leaves, which I think is mandatory for him to leave. Just
not really, because there are reports now that look Barcelona, because if it wasn't for Ronald Koeman, Neto would have already been sold. Ronald Koeman saying, look, I need someone experienced for this first month and a half. We can't put Inaki Peña in right now. It's just set up for failure. One shot on target could go in and then we lose 1-0, right? So Ronald Koeman is the one stopping the deal. Neto wants to leave. Barcelona want to let him go because of his wages. And again, the offers that have come in are not that great. Barcelona want I think 13 million, because that's what's left that we have to pay for the swap deal with Silicen. And what I think, again, very, very similar to Collado, I think he'll stay for the summer, for the first few months. In the winter, I think that's when he'll leave.
Right. It makes total sense. Also, the fact that Ter Stegen had an operation maybe like a month ago or a couple months ago.
Yeah, so he was rumored to be back for the season, but now we're hearing he could be late. Like, remember last season, he was late 1 month? Same thing, he could be late another month too.
Exactly. You don't want to mess up the start of La Liga, So it makes sense that Neto stays for the first 6 months. I really like your point there. In terms of the center backs, where Garcia, Piqué, I really like that combination. You could also swap Araujo for Piqué in case you need some more time.
Yeah, I want to mention quickly. This is what I think Ronald Koeman is going to go with. This is not like, my preferred lineup or anything. People say, no, Piqué, where's Araujo, all that sort of stuff. This is what I think that Ronald Koeman would pick. If we're starting La Liga tomorrow, everyone is fit apart from Ter Stegen, and Griezmann leaves, Ansu Fati, Dembele is still injured, and we get Saul. This is what I think he would go with.
I think it's some people are being a bit unfair with Piqué. Piqué is one of the best center backs of La Liga whenever he's fit. Now with his age, he gets more irregular. It's normal. Busquets had the same. So many people are criticizing Busquets, and at the end of the day, he played the key role in Football Club Barcelona and even in the Euros. Same thing with Piqué. Piqué even scored the goal against Sevilla that got us into the semis to the final of the King's Cup. Piqué is essential player for Barcelona. All right. So and the legacy of this guy is incredible. I understand it gets irregular. Some games are really bad. That's why you have Araujo there, who fits perfectly as a replacement of Gerard Piqué. Similar physical, speed. They go well with the headers. I like Araujo as a good replacement of Piqué, but in an important game, very crucial game, I would better play Piqué, because if Piqué is rested, I think he's going to give very good performances. Jordi Alba is a must. Eric Garcia, I really like his Euro Cup. Now we're going to see him in the Olympics. Eric Garcia, to be fair, I didn't see too much from him in Manchester because I didn't have the chance. But I really liked him in the Euros, man. Solid guy. In terms of Emerson, I think Serginho Dest is going to start early in La Liga. And
really?
Yeah, I think so, because he's been here for 1 year. So Koeman will give trust to Serginho Dest, but Emerson is going to quickly catch up, and they're probably going to have a very healthy fight for that position, which is very good for us, that they have a fight for that position. They compete. Frenkie de Jong, obviously a must. I see Busquets as a critical player again, so I would add Busquets in instead of Saul in this case.
The 2-1 though.
Sorry?
If you add Busquets, you go for the 2-1, not for the 3.
Yeah. Basically, well, you go with, you put
Busquets in front of Piqué and Eric Garcia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you put De Jong,
not De Jong and Busquets beside each other, because that doesn't.
No, definitely not. Yeah. But up front, because we have so many options, you could play with that, as well. Saul Niguez is also a player that can play on the offensive sides. So, it's flexible. It's very flexible. In terms of Agüero, I think really he's going to be determinant in a lot of cases, because Barcelona lacked a number 9 in a lot of games this last season. And Agüero, even though he's not the purest number 9, he is a pure number 9. Because to me, a pure number 9 is somebody like Luis Suarez or Haaland, for example. These guys shake up the box. Sergio Agüero is a player that can play around the box as well, which is good, which fits Barcelona very nice. They can create plays with Pedri, Messi, Depay as well. And Griezmann, in fact, I think Griezmann would play nicely in this squad. If you take out Agüero and put in Messi up front and add Griezmann on the other side. So you have Depay and Griezmann coming into the middle, and Messi also attacking into the middle as a false 9. This could create a good situation for the fullbacks to come in, and I think it's interesting what we would have there. But Griezmann, as we know, a difficult situation. But yeah, so I give you my outlook. Pedri, obviously, to me, a must to have him.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so one player that could be in that midfield for next season is Ilaix Moriba. I just want to touch on this quickly about the meeting that's going to take place, rumor coming out this weekend. Moriba has been offered the same contract that he's on right now, and he said no because he wants more money. And like you said again on the last live stream, it's because of his agency, the new agency he's with. They're trying to get more money for him. And now we're hearing that Real Madrid would be interested in him next year when he's free. But the priority of Ilaix himself is to stay at the club. Right now, he is training with Barcelona B, and if he does not sign a new contract by the end of this summer, the club will try to sell him. If they don't sell him, he will be frozen out. So what are your thoughts on Moriba quickly?
Yeah, so I think Moriba is going to stay at 100%. I put my hand on the fire. Moriba he loves Barcelona. I know he does. It's the salary increase that he wants to get is all due to this agency. Nothing to do with him. Obviously, yeah, indirectly it has to do with him because he was the one who hired this agency to work for him, and he also wants a salary increase. But it's just not the moment. So bad move from him in terms of reputation. Bad move, very bad move. It's the dumbest moment to be asking for more money. It's the moment to actually show what you're worth and work your ass off next season and show more of what you got. Then maybe it's the club who would give you a salary increase and you wouldn't have to ask for it. And in fact, that's how it should work. So bad move from him. I believe Real Madrid have 0 chances here. And so Ilaix Moriba is going to stay in Barcelona, and he's going to get more minutes this season that he got last season because Ronald Koeman really likes him.
Yeah, he does. That's why he's been starting a lot too. And the reports say that Ronald Koeman wants him to stay. He wants to give him game time too. So wait and see. The meeting will be taking place this weekend. But more players who could leave the club. These are the big 3, the bad 3, so to speak, is Umtiti, Pianch, and Coutinho. Now, I have a little bit of a theory about Coutinho. I want you to hear about it. My theory is that if Antoine leaves and Coutinho reduces wages right now, $400K a week, if he brings that down to be 150, 175, I think Ronald Koeman will ask for him to stay at the club because he plays that left wing, that kind of Griezmann role as well. That's only if Antoine Griezmann leaves. That's my theory. So I want to know your thoughts about that. Also, Pianch and Umtiti, they have to, in my video yesterday, I started swearing, man, these 2 are really starting to piss me off. They're trying to get as much money as they can from a club that has no money, and they say, oh, yeah, I want to leave. Okay, here, leave. I don't really want to leave. Now we're hearing stuff about Pianch. Oh, he has so many offers, England, France, Germany. Everyone wants him. It's soon, next week. It's a little crap. The problem is that Umtiti and Pianch want the salary that they have right now at Barcelona. Again, similar to Griezmann, no club in the world can pay it or afford it, but they want Barcelona to pay them off, then they'll leave for free. They don't want to leave just for free. So give me your thoughts about the Coutinho theory that I have first, then tell me about what you think about the other 2.
It made sense to me, to be honest. At the end of the day, Coutinho,
people brought this good point too, the variable thing. Okay, never mind. But If the very plate wasn't there,
True.
I would believe in that. But
Yeah, true. But you could have. My theory was you could have Coutinho in the bench and just play him a very few minutes, because I'm not sure if this clause that they have in the
it's for a
contract with
game. So if he
Liverpool.
comes on and plays a minute, it counts as a game.
Damn, that is really bad. Then
Yeah.
no way. But if
Yeah,
it was for minutes, then you can play with that. You can play
Yeah.
around. But if it's for games, then no way. Like you need to get rid of Coutinho. A loan deal would be the smartest thing. Just in case the economy recovers and Coutinho plays an incredible season in this team that you loan him out. What if he comes back and he's actually very good, or his value has increased dramatically? Coutinho is the most expensive signing Barcelona has ever had. So you have to be very careful with this situation. You cannot just give him out like that. You have to be very careful. I think a loan would be the smartest thing at this point, because selling him now would just be giving him away for free. In terms of Pjanic, I think all these offers that came out, which they're like, whoa, like everybody wants him. Italy, apparently 3 teams in Italy want this guy.
And they're all loans, by the way, guys. They're not, sales. They're all loans. They all want to take
loans.
Yeah.
And apparently they're also asking for a salary reduction in these loans. To me, in my eyes, all of these 3 players are going to have to reduce their salaries. I mean, they have to follow the example of Leo Messi. To me, it's clear. If you stay in Barcelona knowing that you have no place, knowing that last season you played nothing practically, and you don't want to reduce your salary, man, I'm telling you, bro. And next time I go to Camp Nou, I'm throwing bottles at these people.
Oh,
because I
want to fly right now and slap both Umtiti and Pjanic, man. I think Coutinho, he's open to leaving. He'll leave the club if he's told to. Coutinho is really no worry. Just, finding the agreement to reduce his wages. It's these 2 guys in the middle and the right. They're just being so goddamn annoying. Oh, I want every single money. Well, I don't want to go on loan. I have proof that I can play. Like, you're not wanted by the club. All the Kool-Aids want you to leave. I was so mad because these 2 are the reason why Antoine Griezmann could leave and why Messi could have not signed with Barcelona. Because these 2 idiots don't want to leave or reduce their wages. And I tell you what, they won't be able to walk the streets of Barcelona alive if they were the reason why Messi left the club too. Imagine Alex in his window; he would be chucking everything he had. What do I have on the ground? Oh, everything.
Nah, I was joking, exaggerating, but I would be very mad. And certainly Umtiti to me is the worst case here. Pjanic, he arrived last season. Really, if they offer you a contract like that, you would sign it, and he hasn't been here for too long. Umtiti is a case that honestly I cannot get my head around it. It's been too long, 3-4 years, no performance. His salaries are insane. Like, come on, Umtiti, just let it go. Just let it go. Be fair. Be nice to the club that gave you a lot. Pjanic, obviously he needs to deal with the situation, but I wouldn't be that mad at him. And Coutinho, very similar. I kind of feel bad for him because he was criticized so hard just because Bartomeu paid a crazy amount for him. It's not his fault. It is his fault that he's not performing, but it's not his fault that we were expecting him to be the next Maradona. You know what I mean?
Like, we can both agree that we don't blame them for accepting the contract. Anyone would have accepted the contract. But the problem is when you see the situation of the club right now, how you're not playing, how you're willing to throw your career of football. There's people out there who would die to be even playing for Espanyol or Eibar. You're playing for the best club in the world. You're not going to
Espanyol, I don't know, but yeah, Eibar, yeah, 100%.
And you realize that the club is in turmoil, and you don't even want to reduce your wages. Like, you can reduce your wages and stay. I don't care. We just won't play you. But if you don't want to reduce your wages, then leave as well. You're just calling for, hatred to come at you. If you look at Pjanic's, Instagram and Twitter and stuff, he posts something, you look at the comments, they're all get out, leave, adios, all the same with Umtiti too. And you're just going to cause, violence and unharm on yourself. So it's just, for me, it's of course a matter of when, but they're causing it to be very, very complicated, and it could delay a lot of other things that we want to do, as, bring in a new signing, Messi renewal, and figure out the wages of all the other players as well.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it makes sense, man. It makes sense. And also, you would make a favor to yourselves in terms of the image that you would get doing this, because all of these people, they don't need money. They don't need money. They don't need they don't need money. I swear, they can live the rest of their lives easily, and the sons of the sons probably, or maybe not, but not that far. But they don't need the money.
Yeah.
2 or 3 or 5 more million less. What's the point? You're not going to spend that money. So yeah.
Hopefully they leave soon, man. Because if they don't, they're gonna get more trouble. I think Coutinho will leave. I think Pjanic and Umtiti will leave.
We'll send them to the B team, playing in
Not
second
even, man.
division
Just don't
B.
even play them. Let them waste a year of their career. Even
No. It's worse for
Help us
them that they play for the B team.
help us get promoted in the
Humiliation, man. Humiliation in the B team.
Yeah. Well, of course, the new kit was released today. It was unveiled, light purple kit. I want to know what you think about it, and also I want to mention a few things. Number one is that Messi's shirt is for sale, so that tells you he's going to stay. Not a Barcelona player, but you're selling his shirt. Secondly, Griezmann was not in the promotion. He was in the promotion for the first kit. By the way, Messi wasn't in either two, so that gives you more indication he's going to stay. But Griezmann, these pictures were leaked. They weren't released by the club. I think Romero came out with these pictures. But he's not in the promotion, so take that as you will. But Moriba was, so that could mean that Barcelona are looking to keep him at the club. He's still, considered as a face of the club to promote the kit, so he may be staying as well. But overall, what do you think about the kit, 1 to 10? For me, I think it's better than the home kit. I don't think it's that bad. I like something simple like this. It's a different color too. The home kit is so, it looks bad and it's so complicated, so different colors that don't really match that much. So I'll give it like 7 out of 10. Not too bad.
Yeah, to me, is all right. It's not the best, not the worst. It's all right. In terms of Griezmann, I think he was in the promo, man. He was in the promo in the stores. There's also a picture of him there. If you go to the website, he appears. In fact, the picture here on the left is from the website. Barcelona are not hiding Griezmann, man. I think.
Well, he wasn't in the
very short video that they released. Yeah, maybe not, but he is being used as a promotional tool. I mean, Griezmann has a lot of fans, bro. It wouldn't be smart. In terms of the shirt of Leo Messi, from what I've heard, is that Barcelona, in the contract, they have a 3-month limit where they can actually sell all the merchandise that they have of the player, even though his contract expired. So you have 3 months, right? And this is mostly used for all the shirts that you have left in stock, right? It makes sense also because Messi is the player that sells more shirts,
Yeah.
So that's why it happens. That's why at this moment they are able to sell the shirt of Leo Messi, because there was a big controversy, and I thought the same, that Messi is not a player of Barcelona. How are they selling their shirts? Maybe they signed the deal undercover in some way. And then I had one of my friends tell me the story, and it made sense to me. So it makes sense. It makes sense that there is a margin of time once the contract is expired, that the club can still sell the merchandise that they have. Maybe, I don't know if create more. In this case, they did obviously create this merchandising. It's new. But yeah, so you have this 3-month margin, apparently. And yeah, so in terms of the kit, it's all right, I like it. I think I'm with you more than the first one. Obviously, the Blaugrana is Blaugrana planet, that's the whole thing. But what I don't like about the first kit, what I really don't like, and it's something I just don't understand what they did there, is the white numbers. The white.
UNICEF at the bottom is white too, man. Yeah.
The white. To me, we had UNICEF. I think it was white last year's. In the past.
Last year on the home kit, it was white.
Yeah, like behind,
Yeah.
like just above the ass,
Yeah.
We had the UNICEF and it was white, and that was bothering me already. Like, man, like white. Just make
it. What other color can you really put it if you want to see
it? You put it yellow. You don't put it white.
Yeah.
And if you look at the kits for the last 10 years, all the numbers are yellow for the first kit. All the numbers are yellow for the last 10 or 15 years. They're all yellow. Why would you make it white? It makes no sense. Why white now? I don't understand it. And to be fair, I could get a bunch of people and start a riot, but I don't wanna damage the sales of the club.
Yeah, we need the money, man. Don't do that. Come on.
Money, so
Who's gonna pay for Messi's contract?
Nike, a message to Nike. Why white? Why?
The thing is about this kit, my question is the badge. It looks bad on the image, how like it glows and reflects, and it's supposed to be like smooth. So I already ordered mine, so I'll see how it feels. But that's the only thing I have a question about this kit. Otherwise, I like it, light little purple, plain and simple. You have the the Nike swoosh, looks good. So I don't really have a problem with it. So just to end off the stream, I want to go back to Griezmann and Saul. We're getting more information now because now it's nighttime in Spain. All the newspapers are getting ready to come out with their stuff. So right now we're hearing the deal has collapsed. That Antoine Griezmann, he has no problem if he returns to Atletico or stays in Barcelona. And the big problem was why the deal collapsed is because Atletico Madrid asked Barcelona to pay some of Griezmann's salary, which right now, if you don't remember, by the way, we are paying some money for Luis Suarez because, that's part of the deal, Bartomeu masterclass. And that's what's throwing Barcelona off. They're saying, look, we're giving you a world-class player, the second best player in La Liga last season, probably behind Lionel Messi, like in terms of goals and assists. We're not paying you. And that's what the quote said, that Juan Laporta said, we will not pay a single euro for his salary. So that's the reason why this deal has collapsed. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Right now, Saul, he's going to leave 100% he's going to leave Atletico Madrid this summer. Liverpool, Chelsea are interested. He wants to, I think if he had the choice, he would go to the Premier League, but Barcelona come calling. There's no one who's going to reject that. So, yeah, Barcelona don't want to pay what this asked for. Atletico can't afford Griezmann's salary if he doesn't reduce it, of course. Saul has other offers, so no problem with that. And Griezmann is calm because it is the club that needs him to leave. So he's sitting back. He knows that whatever decision he makes will benefit himself whether he goes to play Atletico Madrid or stay in Barcelona for with a wage cut. But the main thing is that the wage reduction is going to happen no matter what. And we just have to see how much and if it does enough to get Messi on a new contract. But overall, you want to give me your final thoughts on the swap deal? Again, considering everything that we know now with the deal being collapsed and how Atletico wanted us to pay some of that salary of Antoine Griezmann, would you start maybe renegotiations, or would you just leave it and try somewhere else, or just reduce his wages and try to keep him?
Yeah, I'll divide it in 2 points. The first point is paper talk, man. Paper talk. It's summer.
You called it from the beginning. I'm not gonna say you didn't.
The Euros are over. The Olympics haven't started. There is not much going on in the transfer market because of the financial situation in the whole market, in all of the clubs. So they need to create something. The press needs to talk about something. I wouldn't say that it's only paper talk. Obviously, there might be something behind it. If they're really talking about it, because maybe the club is thinking about this option, but it's not like really working and it's on the limit right now. Like, whoa, like we're really negotiating this deal to the limit and it's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah,
it could happen. It could happen. I believe it could happen. The possibility is there because it makes sense, right? To me, if we get Saul, then we need to get at least 20 or 30 million euros. Because, man, we paid a ton of money for Griezmann. We paid just a ton of money for Griezmann, 120 million euros.
People were saying that, we paid a 120 million loan fee for Griezmann if he goes back.
Yeah, for a couple years. No, but, we get Saul, we get some money.
Yeah.
Obviously, Atletico Madrid is going to play a role where they are not the ones in need.
Exactly.
So we are going to be losing in this deal, really, because they are going to play this role. They don't need this deal to happen. They are welcome if this deal happens. But Barcelona is the one desperate. And Laporta is smart enough. Laporta is smart enough to not get ourselves in this situation. And I really believe that we haven't got ourselves in this situation. The press is saying other things. The press is talking because they need to talk. They need to sell. They need clicks. Barcelona is going to play smart. Look at Laporta. He never wanted to talk about signings.
Yeah.
He never did, because that would just increase the value. These talks, all this paper talk doesn't benefit Football Club Barcelona. Believe me, Laporta is not the one giving this information. I think that maybe there was a small, tiny leak from somebody that's not even related. speculation, huh? And then the press got this information, and they were like, "Whoa, we have the deal of the summer."
So you got the papers ready? Let's go. Saul
exactly.
swap on track.
The machine, boo, 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 boo. Come on, 100 million visits in the website. Okay, we're cool, But I'm not so sure of it happening, and I have never been, I have never been. But obviously, as you said, all the media are on it. Fabrizio, Matteo, I don't know who else, Gerard Romero, all these people are on it, and it makes me think like, all right, the deal could be happening, but my gut is telling me it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard, and especially for the fact that we are on the losing side, and Atletico Madrid doesn't really mind if this deal happens or not, but Barcelona would certainly need Griezmann at least to reduce its salary at a 50%, or to get rid of him. That would be the best, because you can get more than a 50% reduction this way. Because Saul, if he gets 5 million euros, that's a quarter of what Griezmann is getting. You're getting a quarter, plus you're getting some money on the table.
Yeah.
So it would be very nice. But you're also losing Griezmann. Which every year is giving more and more for Football Club Barcelona.
Even Rack One coming out now saying Barcelona don't want to pay what Saul is asking for, who has bigger offers from Chelsea and Liverpool. So Saul is going to be making way less. And then it says that Atletico cannot afford Griezmann his salary even with the wage reduction. And there's even thing Mundo Deportivo saying that Juan Laporta really likes João Felix, but his involvement in the deal is complicated, and his salary is almost double what Saul is coming in. So if Barcelona want to already reduce what Saul is making, there's no way we can try to bring in Felix, who has double what Saul already has. So it's looking like this deal is collapsing now by, this every second now we're hearing news that the deal is going to collapse. So we'll end it off here, guys. We don't know what's going to happen. Well, this weekend will be so crucial. Also next week, I want to end off on this point. What do you think will happen next week? You think we'll get a Messi signing? You think we'll get Antoine Griezmann leaving? Someone else leaving? All we know for sure at the moment next week is that Depay will have his presentation. But what do you think will happen next week? For me, I think it'll be quiet, to be honest. I don't think anything's going to happen, because we know that Messi cannot renew if we don't reduce the wage bill. So I think it'll just be Depay presentation next week.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you think too?
Yeah, well, pretty much, man. I think it's going to be until Messi renews, 10, 15 days, and a few exits happening before that. And Depay, being presented next week, as Barca Boy said. And yeah, guys, remember to smash the like button, guys. Important, you smash the likes. I don't know how many people we are right now on the stream.
230.
Yeah, guys, so smash the likes, guys. Always important. Also, if you guys want to check me out, you're welcome.
There's links in the title. Just click the blog Running Plan name. I'll take you right to his channel. Check him out. Obviously, fantastic Barcelona content and real opinion too. That's the most important thing. So we'll end off the live stream here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you enjoyed it, smash the like button and leave your comments down below after the video ends. Of course, we tried to answer a lot of your questions. Try to cover a lot of topics as well. Big week coming ahead for Barcelona. A lot of possibilities, but in the end, maybe nothing will happen. So we'll have to wait and see. But next week, there will be games, Nastic and Girona, Stadio Johan Cruyff next week. Also the Depay presentation as well. So we'll see how the next week goes. So we'll end it off here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. And, of course, Visca Barça and Visca Catalonia.